come together, the best from all the league, to show them how to play.
Good morning and welcome again to the GDFL Footy Show, and we are excited. It's finals time. A couple of big games on today and a big couple of games on tomorrow. It's fantastic. We get very excited this time of the year when the St Albans Reserve comes to life with the GDFL finals, because last week was the last of the home and away games, and what a magnificent finish to a home and away season with some fantastic and spectacular results. And the first draw of the season was between the Anarchy Roos and the Cry Devils. Winchelsea, well, they made sure they were going to take part in finals action. The Blues knocking off Inverleigh with David Mintz booting an astounding 8 goals. Great leadership there from the great man. Geelong West, too good for Thompson with Alex Denham booting 4 goals. Close game. Bannockburn, too good for East Geelong by 2 points, and Bannockburn will be regretting that they didn't make finals action in 2014. Tom Mullane Grant, of course, kicking 6 for the Bannockburn Tigers, finishing the season off on 82. We'll take a look at the goal kicking very, very shortly. Bell Lions, well, did they have a big win? Coming from behind, knocking off the Werribee Centrals Footy Club up at the Duck Pond by 2 points. Another side, or 1 point, another side will be regretting they didn't have a bigger start to the season, with Jackson kicking 5 goals for the Belmont Lions. And the 94.7 match of the day lived right up to the expectations. It was an absolute ripper, and Grubby will talk about that in the middle. But Belpost still too good for the North Geelong Magpies by 7 points, as I said. A great round of footy, all close games, and a good result for the Panthers with Joel Page and Justin Tarr kicking 5 goals. Hello, I'm Dick Philpott, and once again I have assembled some of the biggest names and brains in country football to eradicate, adjudicate, communicate, and definitely not procrastinate while I get my teeth back in again. Cations, good morning.
Good morning, Dick. G'day, viewers, and this is what we've been waiting for, finals time. Can't wait.
Alex Tugani, good morning, mate.
Good morning, Dick. It's actually scary how quick this home and away season's gone, but it finished with a draw and a goal after the siren in one of the games, so you couldn't have asked for a better result. No,
massive result, massive round of football, all good for the showcasing of the GDFL. Let's have a look at the ladder as it finished for the home and away season. Belpost Hill, yep, too good for the Magpies on Saturday. They were on top of the ladder and rightfully deserved to be there, followed by the North Geelong Magpies, Inverleigh Hawks, East Geelong and Winchelsea making sure they're taking part in the finals, thanks to the Belmont Lions as well. But Winchelsea there in the finals, that's a fantastic effort for the Navy Blues. We've got a special guest coming on the show later on from the Winchelsea Blues. Werribee Centrals missed out on finals action, followed by Bannockburn. Belmont Lions, we can say those 3 clubs would have been very competitive had they made the finals, followed by Geelong West Anarchy, Karaya and the Tommy Tigers. Unfortunately, I have to announce they took out the wooden spoon in 2014. Let's take a look at the goal kicking. Tom Mullane Grant, as I mentioned earlier, Bannockburn finished on 82. We won't see him kicking a ton this year. Dalton Rundell from Inverleigh on 64, a great effort by him, followed by Hayden Graham, Joel Page, Justin Tarr, the 2 key forwards of the Belpost Hill Panthers, Alex Denham, Ettridge, Jones, Harrison and David Mintz on 43 with an outstanding 8-goal display to win the game for the Winchelsea Blues last Saturday. Grubby, quickly, a magnificent match of the day.
Probably the best match I've seen in many a long day, maybe ever. It was just a great game. The pressure was right on from the first bounce and it went right through to the final siren. Bob of the head finish, another couple of minutes it might have gone the other way, but I tell you what, it was a pleasure to be there on Saturday.
I think you made the comment with the size of the credit at the end of the game. It just looked like filing out of the MCG after a big game. It was a massive crowd, wasn't it?
Massive crowd, massive day, a great game of footy, and that's what GDFL footy is all about. And by geez, I hope they haven't gone 5 weeks too early. I hope we get that right through the finals, and I think we will.
Yeah, I think we will too, mate, as an indication by the games on Saturday. Now, Grubby caught up with Brett Gergich, the coach of the Belpost Hill Panthers.
Got the victorious coach here in Brent Gergich from Belpost Hill. Mate, you've got the rest, but by geez, you've earned it.
Oh, definitely. So I think Doggy said something about that in the paper. Like, it depends on how you end up at the end of the day, whether you need the rest or not. We definitely need it, I think, after that game. So wrapped obviously to win the game and have a week off. But, obviously, bigger games to come.
Makes it even harder for you because I reckon you had Woody, you probably had McNamara. You'd probably be able to help me out here. Oh, yeah. Stevie McLeod, and there's another one too. I can't remember who it was, but they've got to come into the side. But some of the kids you put in here today probably helped get you across the line. You've got a huge decision, mate.
Yeah, I know. This is the best and the worst part, I suppose, about coaching, playing finals and big games like that. But the worst thing is now you got to try and pick a team. It's there's going to be good players and disappointed players, obviously, that are going to miss out because, there's a couple of those guys, or probably three of them, have to play.
Yeah, well, so I remember Sergeant Carter was the other one. Young Adrian Carter was the other one. But a couple of kids that played here today, young Shaq's young bloke, he was pretty good. And the kid that impressed me was Turner. Where did he come from?
Yeah, no, we've been hiding him a bit, but no, he's come up and just wanted to have a bit of fun and play in the twos. So we convinced him to have a kick, and he's obviously a pretty handy player.
Oh, he's a handy player. He was really, really good. And the other bloke, I thought, really, after half-time, he really consolidated. Oh, and in the first quarter too, the big fella in the ruck, I saw him come off here towards the end. He could barely breathe. Geez, he does a lot of work, mate.
Yeah, no, exactly. He's a good runner and he's really fit, but I think we put it on him a bit today to really give us something. He worked his butt off, and he was pretty tired at the end there. But I thought his ruck work was pretty good, but we probably didn't make the most of it for the first 2 or 3 quarters. I think at one stage there he thought, "Stuff it, I'll just get it and kick it out myself." So he did that a couple of times too. So no, he's obviously a good player. One
of the great battles, I reckon, today, and I reckon it's the best battle you can ever come across. 2 freaks of nature, I reckon, Briggy and Cam Addy. It was great to watch.
Yeah, definitely. I think the last time they played on each other up at our ground, I think it's almost one of those ones where they're both the best player on the ground. And they're playing on each other. So it's hard to explain, but obviously Briggy's is a bit of a freak, and you can keep him quiet, and keeping him quiet's kicking 5 or 6 goals. So and Cam obviously is a good leader and as you said, a bit of a freak the way he plays football.
Yeah, definitely, mate. One last question: you got the rest. What do you do next weekend?
I'll have a hit out on Saturday of sorts. We'll obviously have a bit of a blowout without trying to get too much contact, I suppose, without staying off our legs. As such, we want to do something, but you have the rest, so you want to obviously recover properly without hurting yourself.
Good on you, mate. Well, I tell you what, thanks for giving us just a fantastic game of football out here. I hope there's more to come in the next couple of weeks. We won't see you until another fortnight, and until then, mate, good luck and all the best for the rest of the final series.
Thank you.
Thanks, mate.
And a great interview there by Grubby with the victorious coach of the Belpost Hill Panthers. I'm sure he's looking forward to a week's rest with his Chargers, and he'll be back again in a couple of weeks' time. It's time again for Fano's fabulous footy flashbacks, and we wind the clock back to 2005, and it's Winchelsea versus East Geelong. Played it then, it was the Gun Club, and it's not the Gun Club anymore.
The handball was behind a target, Edwards. He picked it up though, left foot kick around the corner towards centre wing, over a number of heads. Standing in the way that was at is Carlin. Left foot kick back to whence it came, in towards a hot spot over the head. Winchelsea with the numbers, Hardingham trying to tap it onto Pilgrim. Now he gives it to him by hand, and he runs away. Oh, he was going to go with the right, then he comes back across the goals. Has to be a good kick, and taking the mark in the last line of defence for the Winchelsea side is Johnston. Goes out, was looking, I think, maybe for Jones, but didn't quite get there. And Zuto has taken the mark and will shoot for goal from 50 metres out. Zvonimir Zuto. He comes in, right foot kick. And it looks pretty good off the boot. And those couple of kicks he had before the start of the game have helped him work out the breeze, I think, because he's put that straight through the middle.
Kicks to the lead from full forward. Bogey in front of the pack, can't take it. Host comes out, handball to McCurry, round the body, gets it up in the air. It's not a bad snap, I tell you what. I think he might have made it from almost the 50. Hasn't got a lot to kick to. We'll have to go to a contest. That he does, towards centre wing. Nice long kick, players getting pushed out. Hardingham, paid from behind, maybe a little
handball, it's on.
Took a long time to get the handball to McFarlane, off a step towards half forward. Bit of interference there. Player tackled high, play onto the umpire. Wallen picked it up, immediately tackled, gets the handball away. Pilgrim in hard. Didn't go with the footy, however. It falls into the arms there of Wallen. He kicks it back into the corridor. 1 against 3 to Reid. He does well to elude the tackle. Off a step. That's a magnificent goal if he's got it. Terrific effort. Took on 3, got through them, and has kicked his first goal for the day, Nathan Reid.
Fano's fabulous footy flashbacks will be back again next Saturday morning. We're going to take a break and come back with the Colt segment and a very special guest.
The best from all the league to show them how to play and form a mighty team. The pride of our region with all our favourite sons. Never ever beaten. Australia's no